The book of John, chapter 9 and verse 4, Lord Yahweh Shai speaking, who the world ignorantly called Jesus. His true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shai. And he says, I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to start off as always by giving all praise, all honor, all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachah, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. The Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the elect out there, wherever you might be. And shalom to the 144,000. It's the brother Amawam Padah from the GMS Denver camp. Doing a quick lesson. It's kind of late, but I want to get this out through the spirit in regards to doing the work that we've been called to do while we still can. All right, Yahweh Shai was speaking on this, man, and this applies to us in these last days. Speaking to you men out here who are doing the work, man, in great boldness, doing it, what you've been commanded to do through the spirit. All right, you see, and we got to work while we still can, because at some point in time, the night is going to befall us, man, and no man can work. You see, in the ancient times, when the lights went out, what should I say, when the sun went down, that was lights out, man. There wasn't no cities and, with all kind of, LED lights and shit lighting up the city. Nah, man, when the lights went out in the ancient time, that was the end of the work. Okay, when the sun went down, should I say, that was the end of the work day. Well, guess what? We're coming to a dark time here in these last days. All right, we're coming to a night period, man. And we're not going to be able to do the work like we're doing now. Okay, you see what I'm saying? We're coming to very dark times. So we must do the work of him that sent us while we still can. All right, and who sent us? Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Let's prove that real quick. Here we have a precept right here, Hosea chapter 12 and verse 10. I have also spoken by the prophets, and I have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets. You see, the prophets are the mouthpiece of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, the true prophets, should I say. The Lord speaks through his men. Okay, and we're coming into a time where he's going to take his men off of the highways and hedges and off of the internet, man. And the reason why I say this is because it's a prophecy spoken of in Amos chapter 8, verse 11 on down. And the thing is that as we see society circling the drain and these devils starting to lose their damn minds, you got to realize that eventually they're going to come after the prophets, man. They're going to try to outlaw this word because it exposes them. This word that we speak, all right, is killing these devils, man. So you got to, put two and two together. Eventually they're going to come for us. They're going to try to bring some kind of laws forth to outlaw the word from going out, man. They could say that it's hate speech. They could try to frame it as inciting violence or whatever, man. They're going to do something. All right. And it fulfills prophecy. So we got to do the work while we still can, We're not going to be out there in the highways and hedges when all hell is breaking loose, when times really get dark. All right. The Lord going to remove us, man. And we're going to go into the next phase of prophecy, you see. All right. And that's where we're headed. Okay. You got to be aware of this. So we got to work while we still can. Do the videos, man. I'm speaking to you men out there who have been given the Holy Spirit to edify and exhort the elect. All right. So anyway, let's continue on. Let's get that Amos chapter 8 real quick. So here we have the prophecy of the famine of the word, as we call it. Now, this is Amos chapter 8 and verse 11. It says, behold, that means look here. The days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Yeah, it's going to be a spiritual famine. Though there will be a physical famine, people will be starving and robbing each other for the lack of bread, as it tells you in the book of 2 Esdras, the 15th chapter. But this in particular is talking about a famine of the bread of life, man. which is this word, man, through Yahweh Shai Shai. All right. You see, it's going to be a famine of that living water. People are going to be out here spiritually dying of thirst because they refuse to get the understanding why they still could, man. And eventually the Lord's going to take us off the highways and hedges. Like I said, man, these videos that we put up, they're not going to be on YouTube forever, man. Shit, they might even cut the damn internet off altogether. Okay, you know, blackouts might take place. They've been talking about doing that. All these things that these elites have been planning, all right, are eventually gonna, you know, come to pass in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Okay, it's not beyond a possibility that these devils could shut the internet down, you know, and blame it on Iran or some shit like that to cause chaos and pretty much to stifle this word that's killing their ass. This word is killing them, man. So they finna do something against it. They're not just gonna sit back and continue to let us demolish them, you know, with these words of Yahweh Shai. All right, the devil gonna try to strike back, man. So, but I want to get a quick precept showing you that these words are really hurting these devils, man. Their whole society is crumbling because of the spirit of the Lord out here in these last days. So here we have that scripture right here, one of my favorites, right? Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse 29. Is not my word like as a fire, saith the Lord, Yahweh, Bashmi Shai, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces? Yeah, this word is doing damage to these devils, man. It's uncovering their lies, their deception. All right. It's uncovering the fact that they're the Edomites who the Lord has indignation with forever. Okay, they're not the holy people over there in Jerusalem and, you know, in the state of Israel. All right, all this is coming out because of the word, man. And these words that we speak are spiritual, man. Yahweh Shai said, these words that I speak unto you are spirit and life. All right, you see? And as the Lord has breathed life into the elect in these last days, all right, via the Holy Spirit, via the prophets, okay, it's destroying Esau's lies and his wicked society, man. People are waking up to the fact that this shit is not right. And people are complaining and taking to the streets and all type of shit. So they're eventually gonna try to shut this word down because it's killing them, man. It's breaking them into pieces like a hammer. All right. Matter of fact, I want to get the AI overview to this verse right here. 1 second. So here it is right here. As you can see, it says, the phrase is not my word like fire is found in Jeremiah 23 and 29, the KJV Bible. It says where it emphasizes the powerful and transformative nature of the Most High's word, comparing it to fire and a hammer that breaks rocks. This verse highlights the authority and impact of divine messages against false prophets. And the Esau is a false prophet. You got the Catholic Church, man, you know, and all the daughters of the Catholic Church, you know, including Islam. Those are all, you know, false ideologies, man. But the main false prophet is Esau, giving you white Jesus and all this shit, man. Modern day Christianity, which is really Satanism. Well, this word is breaking that shit into pieces, man. You Christians are scrambling because you can't hold a candle to this truth, man. This is the true light. All right. There's no light in the Christian church, man. So that development or tool of Esau is being cast down because that's all it is. All right. Esau used the Christian church to brainwash our people. All right. And it's being broken up in these last days by the prophets. So they're going to come after us, man. And it's going to be a famine of the word at some point in time. Okay, so back in Amos chapter 8 and verse 11, okay, we established that there's going to be a famine of the word here. All right, end time prophecy, right? You're not going to be able to just freely watch these videos, man, and go onto your major cities and find the prophets out there. Verse 12, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord Yahweh, Bashmi Shai, and shall not find it. You see? So the time is running out for you to receive this mercy, man. You know, I'm talking about you Israelites out there that are watching these videos, Salaki. Time is running out, man. And that goes for us that are in the truth as well, man. You're supposed to be getting up this oil, which is the understanding, by watching the elder apostles, starting with elder apostles to Tahar on down, and the elders of and the bishops and of GMS, man. They've already been shadow banning our videos and deleting our videos. So what you think they're gonna do? All right, when things get really desperate for Esau, they gonna cut all the videos, man, of the true prophets anyway, and we're not gonna be out there prophesying in the cities anymore, man. All right, especially if martial law pops off, some kind of false flag event takes place, we ain't gonna be out there in the city. And then that's a wrap for y'all, man, who have not been taking this thing serious. You've been mocking and scoffing the whole time, not taking notes and getting an understanding. It's gonna be a wrap for y'all, man. You're not gonna know what the fuck is going on in the time that's coming ahead of us. And here we have one of my favorites as well, heavy hitter, Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 7. It says, wisdom is the principal thing, meaning that's the main thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. Yeah, the wisdom of the scriptures, man, the wisdom of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, who we are as the Israelites. Speaking to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, and you Israelite foreigners out there, you're supposed to be getting an understanding of who you are, what you're supposed to be doing to please your power in these last days. You're supposed to be getting an understanding of the prophecies and the order that they're supposed to fall in. All right? You're supposed to understand these things, man. The signs of the times. Okay? That's the main thing that you're supposed to be obtaining right now. And you get it through who? The prophets, the men of the Lord, man. As it tells you in Jeremiah 3 and verse 15. Let's get that. Here it is. Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 15. And I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. That's the men that you see of Great Millstone, man. That look like regular men out here. All right, we are, regular men, but the Lord is using us to give his message, man. If you have the eyes to see and the ears to hear. All right, this is a miracle taking place right here in these last days. All right, and you got people out there that are not taking it serious until it's going to be, until it's cut off. Then they're going to take it serious when they're scrambling for answers, man. The Lord gave you men according to his mind to feed you with the understanding of what the fuck is going on in these last days. And I got to bring this out. This is Hosea chapter 12 and verse 10, showing you how the Lord speaks through his men, right? I have also spoken by the prophets and have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets. This is of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. This thing is not of us. All right. We have been summoned by the power of the heavens, man, to do his will, to speak these words, man, to give you clarity on his will. All right. You see what I'm saying? He sends the prophets to give his message. And once he's done speaking, all right, once he's done using the prophets to warn the Israelites, then guess what? Judgment gonna commence. The next level is gonna take place. Okay? And we're gonna fastly approach that time because you see how things are moving in the earth, man. World War III about to pop off, man. So this is gonna have to take place along with other things, such as the mark of the beast being made mandatory. You see, which is the RFID microchip. These are all end time prophecies that are I believe they're gonna happen fairly quickly, man. Me speaking as a man, it's gonna catch a lot of people off guard when the Lord takes his prophets out of the way. And I want to bring this out real quick. And it says, this is Romans 2 verse 5. It says, but after thy hardness and impenitent heart, treasurest up unto thyself wrath against the day of wrath and revelation of the righteous judgment of the Most High, who will render to every man according to his deeds. All right. And the Lord is the ultimate judge. And we're in the time of judgment. He's going to render every man according to his works, man. What he's been doing during this grace period. Have you been preaching the word, man? The Lord has revealed his truth unto you. And as a man, if the Lord is, pulled on your spirit to go teach the word, you should have been doing that, man. Okay? Because he didn't call everybody to preach this word, man. He didn't wake everybody up. He didn't wake all the Israelites up. But, the men that are out there teaching the truth, you're in a very, very privileged position, man. And there's a reward coming for those who have been diligent and those who have been holding it down, man. in these last days. Those who are enduring to the end until the time of the famine of the word, man. There's a reward for holding fast, man. Okay, and there's also a punishment for those who have not been doing what they're supposed to be doing. Okay, there's going to be a punishment for those who have not listened to the prophets. Okay, we're in that time, man. All right, Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 10. I, the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings. All right, you show your faith by your works, man. All right, you're supposed to be letting your light shine out there. I'm talking about you men. All right, now is the time to let that light shine while you still got time to let it shine. All right, because it's about to be lights out here for the rest of the world here very shortly, man. Okay, so if you've been sitting on that talent that the Lord has given you, all right, then, you know, judgment awaits. All right, judgment awaits, man, as it tells you in the parable of the talents. But that's another lesson. The Lord has given you understanding. You're supposed to use it to feed the lambs, to feed the sheep, to tell the Israelites what's going on. And here's one that the Apostle Tahar used to bring up a lot, you know, in the old school. All right, but it still applies to today. It's a exhortation, man, to continue to do the work, right? This is Revelation 3 verse 15. This is Lord Yahweh Shai speaking, right? He says, I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou wert cold or hot. Okay, so you either on fire for this truth or you just all the way cold and turned off, man. All right, either turned up or you turned off, man. Verse 16. So then, because thou art lukewarm, all right, you all, you know, wishy-washy with this truth, and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. You see? So there you go, man. The Lord said, look, either you're going to be in this thing all the way or be out of it all the way. Those of you that are on the fence, you know, bullshitting around, the Lord said he's going to spew you out of his mouth. And we do not want to be a part of that. All right? You see, the Lord ain't looking for those who are just here to bullshit around, man. And the men of Great Millstone, starting with the elder apostles on down, have been an example of pushing forth this word in the earth, man. Pushing forth the vibration of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. That's what we work for, man. We're here to glorify the Lord, man. To give understanding to the word, man. You see? That's what we've been commanded to do. That's our job. And if you ain't doing your job, what happens? You get fucking fired. And we don't want to get fired in these last days, man. So those of you that are doing this work, continue to push hard, man. We almost up out of here, man. The job is almost done when it comes to preaching his word, man, and making these videos. You see the way society is heading. So we got to finish strong, man. Speaking to myself first and foremost, man. And really quick, just to elaborate, when the Lord said he will spew you out of his mouth, meaning he's going to take the spirit from you, man. You don't want that to happen. You see what I'm saying? You don't want the Lord to take the spirit off you because you were bullshitting around. All right? Because once he does that, you through. Okay? Now, I want to bring this out real quick. I got a few more. We're going to close it. But this is Isaiah 29, verse 20. And it talks about how Esau, makes laws to stifle the truth, man, or to try to anyway. This is Isaiah 29, verse 20. For the terrible one is brought to naught, all right, or nothing. And the scorner is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off. That make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare, right, or a trap for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside the just for a thing of naught. So yeah, man, they're gonna, like I said, they're gonna try to make us offenders for speaking his word. We understand that Esau's gonna be brought down, but still, he's gonna put laws into place to make us offenders for speaking the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So you think we're gonna be out here still doing videos, man, in that time? Nah. All right. This is the time that you're supposed to get this understanding. This is the time that you're supposed to be putting these videos out and doing your job, man. Because the Yahweh Shai said the night is coming where no man can work, right? So I'm going to end this lesson with this right here. Revelation chapter 22 and verse 12. Lord Yahweh Shai speaking. And he says, and behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give every man according as his work shall be. All right. That's right, man. It's all boiling down to the individual, man. What have you done for Yahweh Bashim Shai in the time that you had to glorify him, man? You know, you're gonna be rewarded according to that. And he says, behold, I come quickly, man. He'll be here before we know it, man. Things are moving fast. These days are going by faster and faster. The Lord is wrapping this thing up, man. Okay. And we want to make sure that we're doing what we need to do to receive that reward, man. And not, condemnation. And just a real quick testimony before I end this video. Matthew 24:14 comes to mind, where it says, in this word, the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness to all nations, and then shall the end come, roughly paraphrasing. All right, matter of fact, I got to grab it now. Since I mentioned it, I don't want to butcher it. Let's get Matthew 24:14 real quick. So here I have it pulled up right here with the AI overview and whatnot. Now it says, Matthew 24 verse 14, at the top it says, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Salakia. Okay. And that's Yahweh Shai speaking. Lord Yahweh Shai, he said that. And this word is went throughout the four corners of the earth, man. This word has saturated the earth, whether people hear or forbear, whether they accept it or not. They've heard this word, man. Okay. And just earlier today, man, I was doing some walking around, and I ran into a Jake. He had tattoos on his face and everything, and he saw me walking by, and he said, hey, what's going on, man? Whatever. And he said, man, you know that we're the what did he say? He said, that we're the original people, and blah blah blah. He was talking about us being the Israelites. I perceive, man, because this word is going out, man, and it's like the average Israelite knows about the truth, man. Whether they have all the truth or not, they've heard some form of it. It's crazy, man. I've been seeing license plates, with Judah on it, and different things that pertain to the truth in these last days. So Jake, you Israelites have heard this truth, man. These Edomites have heard this truth, and these other nations have heard this truth, man, via the internet and via the men doing their job. So the end is near. The Lord is gonna eventually, all right, shut the ministry down, man. And then it's just judgment time, man, to bring on the end. So do what you can, all right, because it says right here, this verse emphasizes the importance of spreading the message of the gospel globally before the end times. You see, the importance of spreading the message, man, while you still can. Okay? You don't want to come up short, man, when Yahweh Shai returns. All right? So, yeah, that's my lesson I want to bring out, man. Work, man. We got to do the work while we still can. So, this lesson right here, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, a Kwam Yasharala, and abide, Babal, Shalom.